Morning everyone. Overcast but warm on the Lancaster Canal at Hillsborough. Lovely spot. The canal was built in 1792 to transport coal and limestone, and we're in the hamlet here, which is a few buildings of thatched roofs and a lovely old 15th century barn. There's also 4 pubs. There's, I think it's the White Ball, the Roebuck, Old Nell's, and then just down the road is the Pickled Goose. And although you've got the A6 running close by, not that bad, I must admit. But in 1968 they built the M6, and that chopped off quite a chunk of the canal. Now, I believe there are still plans to restore it, but as with anything like this, it's going to cost a lot of money. And one of the guidebooks or the maps you sort of use says it's 48 miles of lock-free canal. The notice board that's just just in front of the boat says 41 miles. So somewhere someone's lost a couple of miles or more. But anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? So the Ribble link that allows you to get up onto Lancaster was built in 2002. It was basically an old brook that they dug out and made wide enough for boats. That cost £5 million, give or take a few quid, and but it allows this canal to get used properly again, and it's lovely. So we're going to push on today. I don't know how far we're going to go. We're just going to take it and enjoy some of the views, because we're coming up to, that way is to the lakes. And for those of you who know the lakes, beautiful hills, rolling countryside, just very, very nice place. So it'll be interesting to see that start to appear. And then of course off to my east is the Pennines. So yeah, it is to my east. We've got the Pennines, the foothills, so they'll start coming in as well. So let's get this cup of tea drunk and let's push on, eh? The old World War II bunker, lookout post. And we're on the Glasson branch, which comes off the Lancaster Canal and down into Glasson Basin, which is on the west coast, for those of you who don't know. And I'm guessing some people will be saying, why have you got a World War II lookout post there? Well, it had been quite a prominent area in its day, especially during the war, and the Germans would have, or could have, come around the south of England up, or around the north of Scotland and down. And of course, during the war, the canals would have been a useful way for them to get to get across. And the canals had mileposts, and it tells you how far you're going. Either, let's say, if you're on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, how far it is to Leeds and Liverpool, how far it is to the other way, basically. And Lancaster Canal is the same. It will tell you from here to Garstang is, I think, roughly 8 miles. So it would have given the Germans an indication of where they were. And those were all taken out during the war, but subsequently put back in afterwards. Now, the problem with the Glasson branch at the moment is it is shut. And the reason is because the water level is extremely low. And they've decided that, well, they've decided to close it, obviously, because it's not ideal to travel on. But they put it down to suspected vandalism. Do you know, it's a load of horse manure when they come out with things like that. Because all the gates are locked. You can't open the paddles, so how they're vandalised, I don't know. But I suppose it's a get out clause for them, they can just say that. Anyway, it is what it is, we have to deal with that. I've just been talking to another boater, and they've said, you know, you can come down here on, so say you go down on a Monday, the Wednesday the canal will be closed again. And it's pretty well known for it, and you could be stuck down in Glasson for weeks. So I'm not going to take the chance, because I have a booking to go back down the Ribble, and I don't want to miss that, because then you've really got to wait till CRT tell you, and that could be another few weeks. So I'm going to walk the canal, go down to Glasson, have a coffee, visit the smokehouse there. Yeah, just do a bit of touristy thing, and then back to the boat and decide when I'm going to move. Lovely stretch of canal though, this part really is nice, and if they maintained it properly, it would be really good. It would be worth coming down, I think. But let's see what it's like when we get into Glasson, eh? Beautiful wild garlic along this stretch, and the smell is absolutely glorious. And then of course, right next to it, you get all this flower and fauna, and just down behind there's a little beck, and yes, it's absolutely beautiful.